Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Hi, everybody. Now you can hear us. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 298. There it is. Yeah.
There it is.
I know exactly what that was, too. It's because when we were recording, we were doing something before, and I had to mute the mics, and now they're unmuted. Thank you for the heads up. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 298 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. I'm your host, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown, joined by the greatest co-host in all the galaxy, the one, the only.
Regine Alaina. Happy Sunday. Yes, we are 2 away from 300 episodes.
It's really not as good doing it the second time.
No, it's not.
Feels like
it's okay. It's okay.
You should have heard that first intro.
It was so much better.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's a live show. It happens.
It's a live show. That's what happens. And yes.
Speaking of a live show.
Yeah, last night, shout out to La Kai Cucina. Mm-hmm. So we did an episode there a few weeks ago.
Like a few months. Yeah. In November.
And after that show, at that show, he mentioned there's a new location opening soon downtown at Wellesley and Parliament area. Mm-hmm. And last night, I was invited to do kind of a sort of a soft opening. It's not officially open yet, but for invite-only type thing. I was like kind of the guitar entertainment, and I sang for a couple hours. And great event, good food.
Great voice, Scott.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Way too many people showed up. I mean, that's not a bad thing. No, no, it's not a bad thing. But
we're
like
10 over.
But like,
yeah.
if you saw the poster, it was like 25-person capacity. It's a tiny place, right? Mm. And like, I had a list of people, and there was another list of people, but I think some people on that list brought other people. Mm. So, I think we were
way over capacity.
Yeah, we were pushing 25. We should have had 25. We were easily 35. And in a room that size, it was just like, I mean, I enjoyed it because like the crowd was great, but it was like, I think there was a moment of panic, like where's everybody going to sit? And they were like placing stools. You didn't sit. There you go.
I was like, let's pretend like I'm recording this and I'll stand by your camera.
Yes. But La Kai Cucina, thank you very much. Everybody, watch out for that new location. The food's delicious. Mm-hmm. And hey, I'll probably be back there again sometime. Mm-hmm. Let's bring in our guests.
Yeah. Well, we've had one of them on our show before.
Yes, that's right. So he's returning.
Mm-hmm. He is indeed.
He's brought a couple bandmates with him. Mm-hmm. So everybody, please give a warm sit-down welcome to Black Creek Rain. Hello. Hello, gentlemen.
Blessings. Thank you for having us.
Indeed.
What's going on?
Thank you for being here. If we want to go down the line, since...
yeah, introduce yourselves, I guess.
My name is Logan. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm one of the newest members of the band. Uh-huh. I sing leads. That's all I do. I don't play any instruments like these guys.
Your vocal cords are your instrument.
The most important person in the band.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
So yes.
One lead singer to another. I agree. Yeah.
Carry on.
Well, I'm Darren. You guys will remember me. I helped with Lex co-found Black Creek Rain all those years ago. I do lead vocals as well with Logan and guitar.
Nice. Yeah, I'm Lex. Co-founder, songwriter, bass player. technician.
Menace.
Whatever. Does all the things that doesn't require talking for the most part.
All the things I'm not interested in doing.
Yeah.
That
Man,
works.
a few words.
It's a good combo.
A man, a few words. It's a good one.
So, you two, how does it feel to not be the most important member in the band compared to him? How does that feel?
It's like a weight off my shoulders, to be honest with you. Because it was me for like 8 years, and now that Logan's taken over, I'm like, thank God.
A weight has been lifted. Well, welcome, guys. Thank you guys for being here this morning. Actually, wait, before we start, very first thing I want to talk about. So, Jewelry Forever.
An amazing advertiser on our show.
Yes, he's been our sponsor for quite a long time
Since
on the
the
show.
beginning.
Nice.
He has a location from the beginning. Yeah, that's right. So his location is at Markville Mall.
Okay.
Okay, and
He's a jewelry store owner.
Jewelry.
If you get where we're going with this.
So I don't know if you guys have been aware of some of the stuff that's been going on at various jewelry stores.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show this. I'm going to show you guys a video. Okay, here we are. Jerry, check this out. Here we go.
Jerry, check this out.
Well, Jerry's already seen this. Here we go.
Thieves trying a smash and grab robbery at a jewelry shop in Markham underestimated who they were up against.
I said, no, it's not going to happen. While I'm here, I'm not going to sit down and watch you, break my showcases and take things.
That edit, I'm sorry, Scott, of the blur made it look so much worse than what actually happened.
You're right. So I did have to, I blurred it because you know what I find? Like YouTube, I've heard all these horror stories where like, if you show like whatever an act of violence happening, then it can like they do
Ruin
something
the
to the
video.
video. So anyway, basically what happened there is 3 bad guys,
yeah.
teenagers probably, came in. And so I think it was like reinforced glass because he was smacking it with that hammer and he couldn't get through it. He was hitting it over and over again. And then Jerry, like a superhero,
Had a
came
broomstick
in with
next
a
to him.
broomstick and whacked the
Swatted
guy a
them.
few times until he left. That was blurted out. Like blurred out. It wasn't like
That's like a regular Tuesday in Trinidad.
well, it's becoming pretty regular here in Toronto. Too. But Jerry, shout out to you.
Yes.
For because we've been seeing. I mean, everybody living in the city, like we've been
No
seeing.
one's fighting back.
Well, yeah, I mean, and honestly, to an extent, understandably, but it's still kind of sad to see like they come and they smash the cases. All the employees are standing there. Security guards aren't even allowed to do anything, so you've just got security guards filming it on their phones.
Observe reports.
Yeah,
Exactly.
do.
Yeah.
But what I appreciate, what makes Jerry different, I guess, not saying that the stores in the mall aren't important because they are, but most of them have been franchises. Where Jewelry Forever is a family-run
it's his.
business.
Yeah, he's the owner. That's his shop. Yeah,
Exactly. So I think it's great that he stood up for himself because if you think about it, if you work for a store, if you work for a franchise, what's corporate really going to do?
The
You
loss
know?
isn't really a
Nothing.
loss.
Exactly. So, but for someone like Jerry, where this is his bread and butter, this is his whole life investment, it makes sense that he would obviously. I'm not surprised that he fought back.
I'm not either, but I
love that for him.
I was just impressed.
Yeah.
He's
I was just
iconic.
like, way to go, Jerry.
Yes.
Never been more happy to have you as a sponsor on the show. Also, what's in like those are some reinforced glass cases.
Because they smashed it at least 5 or 6 times and nothing.
Not a thing, yeah.
Because I've seen other videos where like they just
Just bam, and the whole thing
out.
shatters.
yeah. But maybe that's the other difference too, because it's his own shop. He probably, my guess is he picked that glass. He's like, I want good stuff.
Bulletproof stuff.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've been into that store a number of times.
I've never tried smashing the glass.
Let's try it
Now I
next
know it wouldn't have
time.
worked.
Well, now we know if we were to drop something, it won't break.
It won't
Because
break, yeah.
we're always
That's
so
true.
careful when we're in there. Like, we don't want to break the glass. Well, now we know.
Please lean.
Lean on the glass.
Yeah.
Jump on it, see what happens.
And that news report, I showed a bit of it there, but what they say at the end is that he's now made it. The doors are just locked all the time, and now if you want to go there,
Yeah,
you have to he
appointment.
buzzes you in by appointment only, which again kind of makes the overall experience worse. But what are you going to do, right? That's
A
not
lot of
good.
places like
I think
that.
a lot of high-end places are like that.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You have to go by appointment or whatever.
Especially in the islands. Yeah, even bars. If you go to a bar to drink,
Huh?
certain clientele, they you have to buzz in to come in and drink.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Because you could come in and rob, right?
True.
Fair
It's
enough.
kind of like La Cucina last night. It was invite only.
and people invited. Honestly, I'm grateful they came because it was a very good crowd. But yeah, it was.
Except for the 10 that didn't get invited.
Yeah. Well, they still showed up. They ate. They enjoyed some musical performances.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
But anyway, speaking of musical performances, we have an amazing
we have
band
a
in
band
front
here.
of us. How have you all been? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys too. Thank you for having us. It's amazing to be here. I love the studio.
Thank you.
My eyes, I don't know if you've showed your
Never shown
viewers,
the studio
but
that much.
it's pretty crazy in here.
There's
a lot of stuff and it's cool.
There's a lot going on.
They were talking about your bass and how big it was.
Yeah,
that's an enormous
Wow,
bass.
pause.
Yeah.
It's a 5-string, right? Yeah, it's a 5-string. I don't think it's actually. I think it might be broken right now.
Yeah.
But
For display purposes.
But at the time,
I like it.
yeah,
like
it's a
it.
big one. It's a big guy. Yeah, this studio, it's got many years of it's been used for many things and it's
I
recording.
like places like this. It's
Yeah.
a lot of character.
Yeah, it looks like well lived in.
Everything that you see is stuff that he wrote, directed, produced, all that. Because frankly, neither Logan and I have the skill set for it.
I think we add to visions.
I think us being in the video is about all we are able to do. But in terms of the actual video itself, Lex,
Yeah, he's really hands-on.
Oh, nice.
tell the people what
Behind
the
the
music
camera.
video is about.
Yeah, tell us.
I don't
Do what
like
you do
doing that.
best.
Yeah.
Speak into the microphone.
Yeah, the thing I hate most. I don't know. It is a collaborative experience at the end of the day, so we all work together and we came up with the idea together. I've just had more experience in the film industry, so I can be a little bit more hands-on. And to be very brief, I guess the video is just more about this idea of what's it all about, right? And I guess the protagonist in the video is sort of just going through these motions, maybe a little bit purposelessly, and we felt that echoed the sentiment of the song really well. And we have this idea, how do we visually represent this idea without sort of putting a hat on a hat and just literally showing what's happening in the song. Yeah, that's basically it.
Cool.
Yeah. Which for me was funny because I like to be very literal with music videos. I don't care a whole lot for these allegories and this and this and this. For a music video, I think that's so already 3, maybe 4 minutes. I'm let's get to the point. Let's be direct. Let's hit the nail on the head. Be done with it. So while I like the direction we went in, I like the colors, I like the costumes, I like all of that. But for me specifically, I wrote King of Nothing about. Well, my part in King of Nothing, because I had written the chorus, was really about the 1% and what, as Lex was saying, is really the purpose of all of this. Why are we accumulating all of these things? To what end? When we're 6 feet under, what does any of this actually mean? What are you the king of after hoarding all of these resources? And then Logan's part, because I had initially written the verses as singing, as just a regular standard pop song. And then Logan came in and bludgeoned it with his Trinidadian ways, but made it so much better for it.
Yeah, we actually we performed the song live for a while before we recorded it.
Yeah.
And we would perform it the way it was written originally. And then when it was time to really put it down on wax, I was like, let me kind of put my twist to it. And it worked. It fit. And my flow is different. I'm a singer, but I'm also a chanter. I do reggae.
Nice.
I do soca. So I kind of put my element into it as best as I could because it's a serious song. So, and it worked. And,
I think so.
And it is what it is now, today.
Let's hear it.
Let's show the people what we've been talking about, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more on the other side. We'll probably have some questions. So here is the official music video
Bam, bam, bam.
for King of Nothing. Enjoy, everybody.
There is violence, there is compliance, there are children crying, dying in the streets. Blood is sustenance for your eminence. Pledge allegiance to the numbers on their screen. Oh, tear it all down, watch as it burns, laugh as it crumbles, but when will you learn? When will you learn? Sitting on a throne of ashes, everything is bleak from winter to Crying yourself the king of nothing at all, at all. This is what you asked for, baby. Everything is dead, it's all your fault. Crying yourself the king of nothing at all, at all, at all. There is violence in the streets when we roll out. Everybody done tired of the stressing and the bailout. Every time I get paid, it's like I'm living from hand to mouth. But you cannot imagine what I'm thinking, but I sure about. How will you say? Don't know that we matching and we not going away. Think you have it all, it don't matter where you're there. Numbers coming strong and we seeing clear as day. Listen when me say, yeah, me say, listen when me say. Tear it all down, watch as it burns, life as it crumbles. But when will you learn? When will you learn? Sitting on a throne of ashes, everything is bleak from winter to fall. Crying yourself the king of nothing at all, at all. This is what you asked for, baby. Everything is dead, it's all your fault. Crying yourself the king of nothing at all, at all, at all, at all. What you gonna do when your system fail? The innocent and people that you lying on them in jail. Is everybody lining up like them is robot for sale? And will you listen up before you get paralyzed for rain? We going strong, village to tongue. We marching on our way you say. We here today. I want to see your fist them high, right to the sky. You know what numbers cannot lie. So that is why I want to tear it all down. Watch as it burns, as it crumbles. But when will you learn? When will you learn? When will you learn? Sitting on a throne of ashes, everything is bleak from winter to fall. Crying yourself the king of nothing at all, at all. This is what you asked for, baby. Everything is dead, it's all your fault. Crying yourself the king of nothing at all, at all.
And that was the sit-down premiere.
Yes.
That was a music video for King of Nothing by Black Creek Rain. Very cool.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice. We hope you guys like it.
Tell us, so you were the director behind it?
Yeah.
The filmmaker?
Yeah, exactly.
The visionary.
Yeah.
So, okay, walk us through that process. So you hear the song, you see it go from start to finish, and then it's like, okay, now it's your turn. Where do you find your inspiration for these videos?
Usually like 6 weeks of doing nothing.
Oh.
Just Darren bothering me. Come up with something. Like, please come up with something. No, I mean, we're kind of always actively like thinking like, okay, what's the move? I think I kind of mentioned before. It's just like, what's the general idea of the song, and like, what are we going to do to represent that visually instead of, sonically? We kind of sat around, we collaborated, we bounced a bunch of ideas. I think there were a bunch of bad ideas, a lot of bad ideas.
A lot of bad ideas.
Yeah. And then I can't remember why exactly we settled on this one. I think I just felt good about it. And
You seemed very like, because Lex is very, very particular, and nobody is a harder judge on his own ideas than him.
Makes sense,
Perfect.
yeah.
Which, as an artist, you understand that mindset. And he seemed particularly like full of conviction with this idea. And to even get him there, I'm like, you know what? Yep, this works for me. If you believe in this, I believe in this.
Well, we also had a lot of expensive ideas.
that was what I was going to say.
A lot of ideas where it's like,
It's like, we don't have a budget.
can't
to
do that.
this.
how is this going to happen?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we're like,
Yeah, there was one that we were bouncing around for a while that involved like a department store.
Oh.
And it's just like,
you need the permits, you need...
you need the permits, you need the
or
time.
like a warehouse.
No, like literally like a department store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was also there was a different one with a warehouse that we tried to do It was like a whole thing
Barrels
with like
of
fire,
fire.
and like there was just like no safe way to do it.
Smoke everywhere.
We couldn't
People
afford it.
running around, anarchy. Yeah, it was,
Yeah, and
I think we should still do that one.
That was
day.
Wall
It's a
Street.
good one.
Yeah.
We got a little more budget. We'll do that one. But yeah, there's like no safe way to do it on a budget, and so obviously we passed on that for now. And like we thought this was pretty good. It's just like
It was great.
thank you. Yeah, sort of a pastiche of like various eras in between music and Hollywood, and sort of like
some like a Marilyn Monroe. going
yeah,
on there.
yeah. So folks at home, pick out the icons. See if you know who we were showing you. But some of them are pretty obvious. I think like the more modern ones, like Billie Eilish, was like pretty on the nose. But a couple of deep cuts in there.
It's a lot of setting yourself up for failure or just not knowing what's going to happen. You know?
Yeah, because you get the sense, like you were saying, the protagonist is like she's doing all these things, like looking like famous, but it's like there's not behind her eyes. There's like
nothing.
there's nothing there.
Yeah, shout out to the very lovely, very wonderful Kim Dizdari, friend of ours.
Yes,
Yeah.
amazing.
She's done a few videos for us. She's
Indeed.
extremely talented. Yeah, exactly that. And like, I had done another film project with her before, and actually done a video with us before too. It was the second video she's
Second
done
one.
for us.
What was the song?
The first one was
To you.
yeah,
It was freezing that day. God.
yeah. That was a terrible shoot. Both of you actually were troopers for that, because that was not fun. But
Cold weather.
Before I joined.
we shot it like outside in November. It was like during COVID, like we couldn't be inside together.
You've done videos like that.
It just sucks. You're cold. Like we had those little heat packets, and we would just like wait in a car for 20 minutes to warm back up and then go back out.
Yeah, you've done that.
Yeah,
with
dude, it
Tyra.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we shot for my YouTube channel. I did a cover of Knowing Me, Knowing You, and I just got the idea, like, you know, I was like, you should be in like a kind of summer dress, and I'll wear like a short sleeve shirt, right? I'm thinking we'll be all summery, and it was like
In the winter.
It's like snow and ice.
Yeah, -5. Yeah. And then you realize like I did this to myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the even more funny thing is, because I was basing it on like because I wanted to do the song because I had seen a production of Mamma Mia, the musical.
Right.
Sick musical.
Yeah, and so that one is set in Greece,
Yeah,
right?
correct, yeah.
And so it's nice, and so I was kind of taking from that, but then I was looking at the actual, like it was Tyra, the girl who's in it. She was like, before the day we shot, she was watching the ABBA video to kind of see, what am I going to be doing, kind of thing. And she's like, that entire video, they're wearing like thick fur coats in the snow. And she's like, we could have gone that way. I'm like, yeah.
That would have been a really good idea.
As you're freezing, you're like,
How did the video come out though?
It was great. And actually, when I watch it now, I actually forget that we're so cold. And I only, like, in some shots, I look closely, I'm like, there's an icicle there, right? And that's the only way I know, like, this is like
Brings you
winter.
back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So you said you shot a video, same experience as like just
Same
freezing
that.
cold.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. But for this one, we were inside. Way better.
Yes.
Yeah. And just lucky because we got her to work with us. We got her very talented friend, Kylie Matera. I think Matera Makeup is the company she runs. And they moved really quick through looks for us because, like, obviously there's a ton of
There's
looks.
a lot of
like
prep for that.
It was a lot of work behind the camera, and we just had to move so quickly. We only actually shot for 2 days, and going through, if anyone's worked on a set before, knowing 8 to 10 different looks, whatever. There's some we didn't even use at the end of the day, and we couldn't have done it without them.
You guys shot for 2 days?
Yeah.
That's it.
I think I was
how
there
long were you there for?
45 minutes.
I came for. I mean, I'm not in the video.
Yeah.
It's
We got
her.
what we needed from
she,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
mostly in the video, but I think I was there for.
You're like, I got a silhouette. We're good.
That's it, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, time to drink rum.
Yeah, I,
What
I
was
definitely
this-
went to a party. After.
What was the story behind the silhouette of these two singers? Because it's great. They're great shots.
Oh, thank you. It looks sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
That's the only reason you need, yeah.
I mean, I could be like really pretentious about it, I guess, but for anyone at home, I mean, it just looks really cool. I think I like the idea of sort of keeping these two anonymous.
Yeah, because it wasn't really about us.
Yeah, and
So it was
I
about your
didn't,
message.
I didn't want to inject them in the story, and I wanted them to be sort of partitioned. So while they're singing about it, we're really only focusing on this woman. And I thought the best way to do that was, instead of not including them at all, is at least have them in there. And there's a super, super sick Ben Harper music video that Heath Ledger directed 20-ish years ago, and they did something similar.
All right, that's the
Well, thank you for including
Just nowhere
us.
to steal from. Is my answer.
It was
Yeah.
inspired. It was
appreciate it.
inspired
Exactly.
by, not
Yeah.
stolen from.
Well,
awesome.
yeah, it looks great. If you guys want to see that video, again, check it out. Is YouTube the best place for them to see the video?
For that music, for the full length one, yes.
Yeah.
Beauty. And then the song.
All platforms.
All platforms.
All platforms.
Yeah.
So check it out. Make sure you add it to your Spotify playlist. Do they have playlists on Apple Music? They probably do, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I use Apple Music. It's very frustrating.
I like how we all looked at you. We're like, someone's got to use
You might be the
this
only
room.
person I know that uses Apple Music.
I get it. I look like I use Apple. That's fair.
That's good to shout out to all the Apple users out there.
Apple Music, it's frustrating to use?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the most tech savvy guy.
This is our director,
you are.
guys.
I know. I was gonna say, wait a minute. Well, don't say
I
that.
put up a really good front, but like I need to like hit button and record. It's like right.
Yeah.
But no. I just like don't use the playlist feature. I think I'm a very I'm sure it exists. I know it exists because I've definitely put a playlist together. Like, but I'm just like
Let's check.
Start the album, listen to the album.
Yeah.
Type guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Add a comment and let us know what
Let
your
us
Apple
know.
playlist is like. You
Let
know?
me check Apple
Right, it's got that
Music.
engagement going. Here.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good point. So for all of our viewers, if you're just tuning in, if you have any questions or comments for Black Creek Rain, let us know down
Ask
below.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only Apple thing I have is my iPad, and I like it I use it for like gigs to be like scrolling.
Yeah, sure.
For lyrics, yeah.
And then also like I draw with it with the Apple Pencil.
Yep.
But everything else with it, like even things like downloading a photo attachment from an email, it's like I don't like how it works.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. I think it's like they're trying to idiot proof it, but then they make it like too simple.
Oh, look, I
so you can't
found
do what
you in
want.
Apple
Yeah.
Music. Look at that.
But we are all idiots at the end of the day.
That's true. Yeah,
So-
that's absolutely true.
Yeah. Assume everyone's stupid.
Speak for yourself.
Sorry. I apologize.
Hang on. Just kidding.
Too
Soon. I just met you. Just kidding.
Oh, so remember last time you were on, we talked briefly about height.
Yes, we did.
Oh my god, that video went viral.
Yeah, that video I just checked. That one little clip of us talking about height is at 587,000 views on Instagram.
You're dealing with a superstar now. I expect respect.
What do you mean height?
Exactly.
So,
That's what we talked about.
so we were talking about, was it like how tall is tall?
Yeah.
I think we were talking about height and like dating and all that.
I think so. That's right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking a bit about that, about how like the internet is very made at like oh, that if that number's not 6 feet.
Oh, like on a
then-
dating app?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
we talked about that.
Oh, okay.
And this
Is anyone 6 here?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm 6'2". Yeah.
I'm 6.
Yeah.
Like roughly that.
Lex and I are not.
But so in the clip, I think this is why it was so controversial, because in the clip I'm like,
Oh yeah.
because I said I'm 6'2", and like because of that I'm taller than like if you
The
probably have a
average
similar
person.
experience, taller than your average person.
Yeah, when you're in a party, you kind of see everybody.
Yes. So that's what I said. So most
See
of the
my
time,
party reference there?
You're balding, you're balding.
yeah, I was just like I said because of that, like I'm physically used to like slightly looking down, right? And then
Talking down to
That sounds really difficult. That must suck.
yeah, well I think that's why it was so like because there were
So
many
controversial,
comments.
yeah.
But then what I said in the comment was like, so when I see somebody that's like taller than me, it feels weird because
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So there you go. So I said that. So that's all the clip was. But like there were so many comments being like, 6'2"'s not tall. 6'2"'s not even tall. And I was like, okay.
All right.
Sure, man. Yeah.
There's like a whole debate in the chats, and I'm like, you started something.
But it was far and away the most view. So clearly we touched on something.
I think
there.
6'2" is tall.
Because
Six
62
is
is tall.
tall.
Yes.
100%.
No, just like a lot of 5'11" keyboard warriors very
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
no, they're
everybody
like
would be 12
5'5".
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Well, something I realized and became aware of though is I think, at the very least, in the among teenagers, I think they all just sort of say they're 6 feet. I think they just do, because from what I was gleaning from so many of the comments, they'd be like, "That's not tall. I'm 6 feet, and like all my friends are my same height." And I remember I commented on
Dude,
one
you're
guy.
like 5'8".
I replied to the guy. I was like, "Have you ever measured?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "Okay."
And I'm really bad at math.
Yeah, right.
I like how you fact check them.
I think this new generation, they're just shorter.
they
it could be.
are.
Like a lot of, even girls.
Yeah.
I mean, girls have always been
Really?
kinda on the shorter side,
I
but
think it's the opposite. I find
You think
this-
they're taller?
I think,
But like,
I
think
mean,
about the perspective.
you are my height. We have the same perspective.
I am
Touche.
technically taller than you.
Well, to be fair, I think Darren, you could be right, where it's the opposite. Because if you look at, for example, my brothers, they are full-fledged Filipinos, and they are taller than you. They're 6'5".
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
That's very rare.
Wild.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
my parents aren't as tall. Like my stepdad, I think is not 6 foot. He's like 5'10" maybe on a good day. So for my brothers to be that tall, I think it is more so in what they're eating here versus what they're eating back home.
It doesn't go back in your family, like your
My grandparents are like, my grandfather is at least not even 6 foot. So they're fairly tall, but not 6'5" tall.
Right.
So I think it could be because they are born here and raised here that there's all the hormones in the food that they've eaten.
That's a big part of
compared
it.
to what they would eat back home in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I think that going back to your point, I think this generation is a little bit more taller because of what is injected in their food.
There could be something to that.
I think it's also just like better nutrition, just generally.
Yeah.
Eating, like higher protein diet,
That's true.
higher calorie diets.
Yeah.
Grow more.
I mean, my brothers both ate the same thing, so maybe.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, and but I also think what's really changed, and I think we saw it in that last clip, was just like the way people talk about height is different. In that, because now on the dating apps you have to be 6 feet, right? Like, there's
Is it
literally-
mandatory to put your height on a dating app?
I don't think
I've never been on one.
It ends
but
up no.
probably.
It's not mandatory, but in conversation, it's gonna end up
Yeah.
being one of the first things that's discussed.
I don't like that though. I think
I don't think anybody.
I don't think
really
height should matter. I feel bad when girls talk about
I think that there's
Don't titty
a
me.
requisite.
there's a reasonable amount of height.
No.
If you're like somebody if you're a girl who's like 5'9" and you would prefer somebody who's 6, I don't think that's an issue. I understand.
Well, like, look
that.
at Zendaya. She's taller than Tom Holland, and they're engaged. Just saying.
Yeah.
There's
But
some women out there who
but
don't care.
to what you're saying, I think the reason, I think we've talked about this before, but it's that what's happened is like there are all these memes now. It's like where it's like on a more female targeted account, it'll be like when he's under 6 feet.
Yeah,
Right?
Short man energy.
Yes, but the thing that's annoying for me with that is that like what you're saying is right. Someone who's a girl who's 5'9", I can understand she wants somebody who's
that.
taller.
But if you're like 5'2" and you're like, I want my man to be 6
Yeah.
feet tall, it's like you need to stop.
One, there's no way you don't even know what a 6 foot guy looks like. He'll tell you he is, and like girls
Go for the 5'8", it's fine.
It is, you don't even care. Like, well, I understand that a lot of girls want a guy that's taller than them. That's usually the case, but that's why it's like, okay, fine. So if you need somebody that's 6'2", like you better be pushing.
You better be
6,
like
otherwise
5'10". Otherwise, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Because I do pageants, I'm always in at least 5-6 inch heels. I'm like, if you're not taller than me, my husband is, but if you're not taller than me, it's just weird. It's just weird. I'm sorry, it is.
There you go.
Because think about the pictures that you're going to take with a person. Yeah.
Anyway, we opened up this can of worms.
Why did we do this again?
I was literally just wanted to tell you that, like,
He wanted to
went
update you,
viral.
and here we are.
And here we are.
and now this one's going to go even further.
Yeah, we're going to clip this and see what happens.
So what else is going on musically? I know you guys have some gigs planned in the summer, I think you were saying?
March.
So March 22nd, we've got the second part of Auditory Bliss, and so me and my wife.
What is auditory bliss?
My wife is part of, I guess, a relatively large family, and some of them are musically oriented. And so her cousin is up in Mississauga, and him and I collaborate on stuff all the time. It's the studio we work out of mostly these days, just because we can go in there and do whatever. And so he had this idea to have an event for local artists, about local artists, including local artists.
I love that.
And so it was at the Rec Room in Mississauga, and the first portion of the show is like kind of like an open mic. It's 3 or 4 performers who don't normally get any performance time to go up there in front of their family, their friends. They get 10 minutes, they get 2 songs, go nuts, and it's really good. They get it. For many of them, it was their first time on any stage whatsoever, whether in India or Canada. Then the second and third parts of the night were more established acts, like his band, Glenn Saldana Music. His band debuted that night, and Black Creek Rain closed the show.
Love that.
So you go from least experienced to most experienced acts all in one night. We were expecting like 50, 60 people. We ended up getting 140 or so, I think. We rammed out the rec room.
Love that.
The owners of the rec room are like, yo, because there is a fee to book the Friday, Saturday, Sunday spots of the rec room stage. And they're like, yo, since you guys can bring a crowd, like next time, like don't worry about it. Like you got anything you want next year, let us know a date. We did it September.
No, the one that just passed.
Yeah, the one.
What day was it? Not day.
Oh, it was a Friday.
It was a
wasn't
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. So now we've got Saturday, March 22nd, and we're aiming for it to be even bigger. And so I'm very excited with that. Sorry?
At the same spot?
Same thing.
See, I know nothing. This is the first time I'm hearing about
I was going to debrief these guys
Thank
afterwards,
you.
but I may as well
I appreciate
debrief you
that.
now. But
I'll
yeah.
check my calendar.
Just show up and
No
sing
parties.
that.
No parties.
So that's going to be a big one. We're looking forward to it. But June, actually, there's a band, Street Pharmacy. They do reggae, rock, funk. They've done some, they're a much bigger band than we are. And we are actually, as it seems now, it seems to be locked in that we're opening for them at Basement 352 out west. June. Yeah, I was going to debrief you guys, but if we're
Out
here,
west,
may as well do it.
we are. Like in Toronto.
Like West Toronto, to be very
When?
clear. June 6th or...
You should be marking this down on your phone right
I
now.
don't know.
I refuse to.
I don't know that one's locked in.
I'll let you know if I can attend.
So there's that. That should be really, really cool. That'll be a big like reggae show. So it will... What we found most difficult is performing in front of like reggae-oriented crowds, and this will be a very rare instance where we don't have to worry about that. So there will be more things. Stay tuned. You can find us everywhere at Black Creek Rain. It's up there already.
We'll have you guys back on before then.
Perfect. Yeah, great.
I actually enjoy performing for people that are not into reggae and that Caribbean culture.
Oh.
I think it's I personally have more fun because you can see the interest.
Yeah, it's like a thing they're not used to.
Yeah, and it's not like if somebody's showcasing something to you and they're not doing a good job, it can seem boring. I believe we do a good job. So showing something new to someone, it's interesting to them, so they have more of a what is this?
Yeah.
You know? So it's like I enjoy that more as opposed to, I mean, I love my Caribbean people. You know, but sometimes us Caribbean people are very harsh.
Or even just like the
Got it.
comparisons, like that's not how I like
Yeah,
it.
and I think it's the Toronto. I mean, that Toronto mentality too. We are a harsh country in terms of being different and liking something. We're more inclined to follow than I want to be different and lead and like this.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes it, but you don't find that often. So it's more of a follow fashion thing.
We found that early on too.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to build the first 2 or 3 fans because nobody wants to sort of go out on a limb
Yeah.
and be like, I'm gonna be the first one to like this.
Yeah.
But if, to Logan's point, if like 100 people are already hearing like this is sick, the next 5 are like, the next 20 are like, yeah,
It's
I'll join
unfortunate,
for sure, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
is what
it
it
can be
is, I
hard to
guess.
sway people if they don't know what's
It's a
going on.
reasonable point about performing in front of new audiences.
I
But
love it,
What
downtown.
we had found before you had joined the band is we would end up doing a bunch of like variety shows where we'd be more or less the only reggae band on
Yeah.
the card, and there'd be like a dance pop band or like a funk band.
Yeah, or like a hip hop guy.
Yeah,
like
or a
whatever,
hip.
yeah.
And like it's cool to perform in front of those audiences, but it's rare to find a lot of overlap. A lot of people like many different genres, but there is a familiarity in performing in front of a Caribbean-centered audience because you know they know what to expect. You know that they're going to be digging what you're doing, and
But there's that expectation, which sometimes is not a good thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that one show we did with in that grungy place? It was
Grungy place.
yeah, it was a grungy.
Which one is it?
And it had some like rock, some real rock bands there.
Yeah, out on like the West End, right?
Yeah.
I remember.
And
Yeah. What was that?
and
place
we were
called?
like, what are we doing here? But we did it, and we held it. Like
Where
they,
was this?
they
It was
enjoyed
with
it.
a couple of punk bands and like the guy.
Remember, I brought my cousins from Trinidad and stuff.
Yeah.
it'll come to
We've
that.
done a few grungy,
Yeah.
questionable
The dive-
places.
the dive
Oh,
field.
and
There's
that guy
quite a
was
few of those
dancing on
around.
the. That guy.
Yeah, the
danced-
drunk guy came
yeah,
up
the
and
drunk
like,
guy
tried to
was
get on
dancing.
stage.
on the dance
Oh,
floor.
that was in the junction. That was in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
junction.
Okay, but
That's
let's
the
not
one.
name venues.
No, the
Yeah,
junction.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Junction's in
Somewhere in the West End.
Yeah, after
You
like
might,
that
you might need to
grungy
go back
place.
there. You might need to go back there.
That shithole.
I mean, I don't know if you want to go back, but stuff like that because it had some rock bands on the card.
Yeah, it was fun.
And they enjoyed it.
That's true.
Like we came off and they were like, "Yo, that was sick." And I know this is not what you normally listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's like an emo band and like a punk band.
Yeah.
Love
So
that.
that was kind of
Crossover,
cool.
yeah.
Stuff like that.
So you find sometimes if you're playing in more of a straightforward like reggae crowd, they can be more like maybe particular or like more harsh in terms of
They can be judgmental because when you think reggae, you think like that Bob Marley roots reggae, easy listening sort of thing. And we don't really do a lot of that. We do a lot of this reggae rock.
so you might get a bit of like people being like, oh, that's not reggae.
Yeah,
I don't too much. I find reggae is a very inclusive, loving genre. Like rock is. Rock is actually a very loving, inclusive genre. They accept difference. In rock and reggae, it's cool to know the not popular guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to be like the
I think,
underground thing.
and I don't want to bad talk soca. I love it. I'm from Trinidad, but I find the soca community. It's like the soca genre. It's held so close to their hearts that they don't want to give it to other people. So it's like
it's like
you
protective,
can't expect
almost,
it to win if you're gonna hold it back. So at the same time, the love for the genre and the love for the elements of it holds it back. So that's my beef with the soca. I don't know.
Trying not to get canceled right now, but I get it.
I don't really care anymore. To tell you the truth.
But like it's the same like
It's not like anywhere now. So it's like cancel me from what?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but I love it. It's in my heart.
Yeah, classical music's like that too, where it's like it has to be this way.
Yeah.
we do it this way.
Yeah.
and like they don't like deviation. From,
And then
like,
when
the
Metallica
standard.
comes with the orchestra,
does something
it's
cool
amazing.
and everyone like a lot of
S&M, right?
upturned noses, and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like okay, like fine, but like we're just trying to evolve here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I think jazz is a little bit like that as well.
Country's like
100%.
that too.
Yeah.
Country. Yeah. Look at that Beyonce thing, right?
Yeah,
People get
country's like
upset,
that.
or like Lil Nas, like people were upset. This dude made a country song.
Or when Post Malone jumped into country.
Yeah, he's sick too,
Yes.
right?
It's
It's just like yeah.
I like country, so I'm not
Yeah,
hating
me
on it.
too,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
I love country music. So, but it's like when you tell someone I like country music or I go to country concerts, they look at you like, wait, what? Why? I'm like, why not?
But
They're
is
fun.
there a certain
Right.
format though? Like, do we have to follow the format?
No.
Could we not, be a little different? And
I mean, I listen to a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
Right? Like you said, we all listen to different types of music. There are people who are less vocal about it because they don't want to be judged. But here I am being like, all the concerts I went to in 2024 were country concerts.
Right.
Oh, and I went to Meghan Trainor. Why? Because I like Meghan Trainor.
She's Trinidadian also.
I love Meghan Trainor.
I think her aunt is Trinidadian. And
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
she used
interviews
to
with
sing
her
in
talking
a
about
soca
it.
band.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I love Meghan Trainor.
Country's also evolving a lot as well. I mean, it's probably because a lot of other artists are doing country songs, but like country, a lot of it it's basically just pop with like
Careful,
acoustic
Scott.
guitars.
So
Careful
reggae and
what
country
you
is very
say.
similar. If you go to Jamaica, there
Yeah.
are lots of big reggae songs were country songs back in the day, and you'd never know.
Yeah.
Sanchez does a lot of stuff like that too.
Interesting.
Yeah, country's just like one of those. I think the industry like out of Nashville is like so established too.
Yeah.
and like there's like
Because it's been around.
and there's a way a song is written and like handed off and like someone sings it and then you move on. But you get like the Sturgill Simpsons, who are sick, right? And they're like not the mainstream country necessarily, but there's like a lot of good music being made there still. That's maybe not hip hop or whatever it's called, right? Yeah.
Oh, hip hop. I haven't
Yeah.
heard that.
Oh no, yeah, I like that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ads?
Oh, maybe we should do the ad break. Good call. And then we're going to be back with more with Black Creek Rain.
Bam, bam, bam.
But ladies and gentlemen, today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina is brought to you by the following fantastic advertisers. They make this show possible. Let's meet them. The Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner. Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, is committed to looking out for you. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance. Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor. That's right, the place I'm in right now and the one before. She helped me find it, and she could be yours. Call today at 416-523-0408 or email at jmckenziehomes@gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. You have to make an appointment. Actually, you probably don't have to make an appointment, but he has to buzz you in because of recent events. But Jerry at Jewelry Forever, he's a boss, And he will also make some great custom jewelry for you. He can repair it. He can change watch batteries. They do custom laser engraving. If you need your wedding ring cleaned, he will make it sparkle like that first day of the white wedding dress. It was just so clean. So too could your ring. And we have a fantastic deal worked out with them, everybody. If you tell them that Scott and Regine sent you, mention the show, you will get 15% off your purchase. That's right. 15% off. Mention the show. And also check them out on TikTok. Instagram, you can also see the full unblurred out video of the incident that happened last week at Jewelry Forever. And to find out more at jewelryforever.ca. Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained makeup artist. She is the official makeup artist of the Sit Down. She was actually there yesterday.
She was. Wonderful audience member.
She does everything from our hair and makeup for when we do photo shoots or when we MC live events or Scott performs. She also does pageants, corporate headshots, weddings, engagements, parties, date nights, the whole 9 yards.
Anytime, anything you need to be beautified.
Yes. And shout out to Beautified by Romina. She is in the top 5 of Best Hair and Best Makeup Artist for the Crowns and Crystals Awards and Gala.
There you go. Congratulations. Beautified by Romina.
So are we actually.
So are we. We'll mention that after.
But reach out to her on Instagram and Facebook if you'd like to be beautified at Beautified by Romina.
And if you'd like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you guys have to do is email us at radioshowad. That's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. We do the show live every week, people. We also do the ads live week to week. What does that mean? It means you can personalize them week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time in a particular place? You let us know. We let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience. Get in touch. Radio Show Ad, radioshowad@gmail.com. Hi, everybody.
You're really good. That was really entertaining.
I've done it a few times at this
Nice.
point.
298.
Yeah, 298 times. That's a lot of times.
It is, eh? I know. If you're just tuning in, everybody, we are here with Black Creek Rain. We've been talking about a whole gamut
Slew.
of things. Slew. A slew
Slew
of
of
things.
things.
You just got back from being away for a whole month.
I was in India for almost 4 weeks. Yes,
Wow.
Converting.
converting. Yeah,
What were you doing there?
Converting.
Reading scripture.
I had 3-4 weddings to go to
Wow.
in various different places.
Did
in
you know all
India.
these people?
Well, all of them are my wife's friends or classmates or whatever, and so I was just like the plus one. And it was cool to see just different parts of India and how very different and diverse the entire country is. But man, oh man, talk about an exhausting trip! Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
So it's almost every day we were doing something.
Wow. How big were these weddings?
Yeah, because hair,
Yeah.
Indian weddings are
Yeah,
like
they go
700,
off.
800 people.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that's true, yeah.
2 of them I'd say were massive. One of them was for a celebrity photographer and a celebrity makeup artist, and it was there was a couple of like local Indian celebrities who like dropped in, and I had no damn idea who anybody was, and people were freaking out. And I'm
They're
like,
like a big
oh,
deal.
I'm like, oh, here's another 5'6" Indian guy. Great, like I've seen this before. So
In your mirror.
I set myself up for that one.
Yes, you did.
And that was almost 700 people, I'd say. And then there was one over in Kerala that was smaller, but not much smaller. It's an Indian wedding. It's always going to be like hundreds of people. But since they weren't Hindu weddings, they didn't go on for like 5, 6, 7 days. They went on usually just for 2. They had like the church ceremony and then like the reception, which because their receptions are like an all-day
Yeah.
event.
Oh.
So it was most
the
of the
ev-
trip was just celebrations.
Gotcha. That's awesome. So they have it, because obviously here most weddings will be like the
A Western wedding.
Yeah, the ceremony will be during the day, and then the reception night. So they do it over 2 different days sometimes.
There are different like denominations of Catholic or Christianity over there in different sects in India, and they kind of structure their weddings a little bit differently. two of the weddings were exactly as you described. The ceremony, the reception, bing bang, were done in a day. There was a wedding that took place over 3 days. Actually, they had the ceremony, then they had like one type of reception for the groom's side, and then they had one type of reception for the bride's side. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is different. So it really just depends.
So how big was your wedding?
My wedding was nowhere near as big.
12 days of straight celebration.
And 12 people.
To be fair, it was like 6 days.
It was like, okay, so first of all, the wedding itself was one day, but we were on a resort. We did a destination wedding.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to figure out, did I go? And
That was in Jamaica.
Yeah, we did our wedding in Jamaica, and we did it over the ceremony and reception itself was one day.
I was there for 6 days.
He was there for 6
wedding.
days. It was a 6 and you had a damn good time.
Sometimes it's better when you do the ceremony one day and the reception a different day, because now you could kind of energize. You know,
I think it's
that's tired
because it's
doing everything
tiring.
in
When
one
you do
day.
it in one day, it's and man,
It was
oh
so
man.
hot too.
Yeah, and Lex and I take sports very seriously, and so we played volleyball, and we just we shredded our legs, and we're just bleeding.
The
through
morning
our
of?
suits. It was
pretty close.
It was close. It was like at least 2 days before, and we're just bleeding through our the suit pants, and we wore off-white, and so you could see that we were bleeding, and we're like, yeah, we're bleeding.
Like blood. Yeah.
Like blood. Well, what can you bleed?
But like the
Rum.
beach volleyball,
bleeding through your suit pants? That's horrible.
it sucked. Yeah.
Wow.
The volleyball
There's
court
bandages, you
was
know.
like a converted street,
Correct.
right?
He's right. It was
Yeah.
the volleyball court on the resort was a converted
They
parking
just like
lot.
put sand on
They
a
just put
parking lot.
sand on concrete,
and
and we
didn't
would
tell
di-
us. So like you would go dive for a ball or whatever, and just like scrape against asphalt.
It was
Yeah.
beach volleyball court, but it was not a beach.
It was like slightly off the beach on where the parking lot used to be. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shucks.
No
like,
sign.
like Sugar Beach
no heads
downtown.
up.
Like Sugar
Yeah.
Beach downtown.
Right.
It's like a sand on cement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we would have liked to have known that before, because normally beach volleyball it's
I
just
think
sand.
anybody would like to know that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned for real. Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess for a destination wedding, yeah, that would be a few days. Like I went to one last summer. That was like
In Spain?
what? Actually, I guess I went to two because I went to.
You went to a lot of weddings.
Where'd you go?
That's true. One was in Antigua. Yeah, and that was really nice. Yeah,
I've never been.
It was lovely. I mean, we had one day we went on a catamaran, one of those, and then there was another day that was like party at somebody's place, and then they had a spot set aside. So yeah, I guess it is. It is several days. I forgot like a destination wedding would do that because people are flying in, so like it's not like they're just
a
coming for
welcome
one
party,
day. Right?
and then, yeah.
It ended up being a compromise, because I am, despite what Logan says, my family is from Trinidad as well, and she is from India.
I never said anything.
And so they like to, in South India specifically, they like to have things over several days, despite not really being Hindu. Because normally you associate the quintessential lengthy Indian wedding with like Hindu ceremonies and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I put my foot down. I said, look, woman, if we want, we'll have the
Woman.
ceremony on one day, we'll have the
Oh,
reception on the
no.
other.
She's not here. He could say what he wants to say.
She might be watching. Careful.
You have to deal with that.
He's gonna talk
yourself.
to you when he
Right?
goes home.
Listen, woman. Continue.
So, no, and Lex is right. We were there for several days. It was a lot of fun.
Ended
Yeah.
up closing down the karaoke bar. Most
Hey,
Love
nights. Yeah.
that.
that's a rare instance. Lex had a great time doing karaoke, because normally he
Yeah, I hate
despises the concept of it. But we shut that place down a few nights, and he, like, some of the best karaoke moments.
Your brother was the funniest by far. Yeah.
Oh my!
I actually
So
don't know people that
unexpected.
do more karaoke than you.
Yeah, dude,
You
there's
do
so
the
much.
most karaoke
Yeah.
out of anybody I know.
It's like all the
Yeah.
time.
Every time you look at this guy's stories
He's
on Instagram.
saying that in a
singing.
Filipino household.
Well, that I
I'm like,
know.
hang on.
Now that I know you may take me, But yeah.
No, I love that. Well, going back to that, like looking back at the process that I went through when I got married, I always tell people either you elope or you do destination, because
I
it's
said
a
the same
lot.
thing. It's to even did the destination planning. Like, certainly they did what they could to make it easier for us. But man, oh man, it was still so many choices.
But I love the idea of destination wedding. If you can afford to go, you go, without the expectation of you need to invite this person, this person, this person, this person. It's I'll invite you, but if you can't make it, that's okay.
It was
Because
for
it's
me,
way,
that cheat
it's
code,
a
yeah.
lot more for your guests
That's
to
what I was gonna
spend
say.
on a destination
Yeah.
wedding.
Kinda
than
asking a lot.
Going to
That's why I'm like, I'll invite you all, and if you can't make it,
then
Great.
fire. Yeah. Great.
And even still, normally resorts, they've got like destination wedding packages for like 35, 40, 45 people. Even still, we brought 85 people to Jamaica.
Love that.
Wow.
It was outrageous. We had the biggest, for 2023, we had the biggest wedding on the resort. I was like, really? Us?
You guys should get a free trip back.
We,
Free show. I was gonna say, if you ever got married, you should do destination wedding. I could see you guys doing
I kind
that.
of, yeah.
What's
now
your
that I've been to
background?
them,
You should do
I'm half
destination.
Filipino, half Canadian. yeah.
Where would, if you ever were to get married, where would you get married? If
I
you had
don't
to
know
choose one country.
You know what? One thing I did think of, I was in Croatia
You
last
get married
year.
in Croatia?
Interesting.
Not even necessarily. So here's the thing. Logistically, I don't
Left
actually know if it's actually a good spot. But I went to what's the name of the city? There's a city, a little old medieval city with like white walls all the way
Okay,
around.
now that makes more sense.
It's where they filmed Game of Thrones.
Oh, Split?
Oh, I just finished Game of Thrones actually for
nice.
the first time.
It wasn't
a couple
Split.
days
It
ago.
wasn't Split. Yeah,
Dubrovnik, maybe?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So it's like it's where King's Landing is.
Yeah,
right?
beautiful. Yeah.
And
I
so
could
like
see that
and I
for
remember
you
there was a
guys.
point where I walked out on the water right next to it.
Were you gonna propose to your girlfriend?
Well, no, but I was like looking out.
No, chill.
To myself.
Is that where you're like, this is where I'm gonna do it?
But I was looking at it and I was like, this might be the prettiest place I've ever been. You know? And I did have a thought. I was like, if I was doing one, maybe it would be cool to do it here. But I don't know in terms of like,
logistics.
yeah, like, does it actually
Comfort.
make sense? I don't know. Like, you know, yeah, this would be a great ceremony. But in terms of bringing in an entire group of people here,
That's
and then
where
is
you
there enough to
elope.
do? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So I guess if I was, that place comes to mind as I think about it. But I'd have to look into it more. But in terms of just the sheer visual of it, like it was so odd. When you go up on the castle walls or like the city walls and you look over, like you're in Game of Thrones. Like it literally, like
Really?
you see it.
This is Croatia.
Yeah, Dubrovnik specifically, because all they added was like in the show they made it look a lot bigger, right? And then they added like the big castle at the end.
Yeah, they padded out with the CGI.
Yeah. But like everything else, like you're walking along the streets, like the whole place just looks like, I mean, I guess it looks like an ancient city, but it looks like a set. Like it
Yeah.
just looks like you could just set up and start shooting.
And people just live there.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
like everyday life. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because all these little
She's
shops.
moving to Croatia.
Hey, I'm going. That's amazing.
It's really
Well, I just
pretty.
finished Game of Thrones series like
There you go.
a week ago
Oh wow.
for the first time ever. I
It's-
was so late on it.
I've never watched it.
Oh,
Don't
it's
worry.
amazing.
Really good.
That
Yeah,
alone,
really
it's
good.
not, especially if you're a fan of the show and you can go to Dubrovnik. It's definitely worth it. It's just like, yeah, I just loved it. It was really cool.
Well, now we know.
Yeah.
So
Watch out for the dragons, though.
yeah, that part
Those
they
are
didn't have to
the
see. Yeah.
unwanted guests. Yeah.
Every morning you got to like
Yeah.
get
that part
indoors.
was
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah, that was great. So back to India. Was that your first time there? Had you ever been
No,
there
that was
before?
my third time there.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice.
So I was kind of used to it now. I brought my mom and my two aunts there. And I was lucky because I hang out with Anushka's family relatively often. So I kind of got debriefed on what to expect my first time going to India. But I guess I didn't debrief my mom or her sisters. And it was quite the shock for them.
Street food?
The street food was shocking. We got food poisoning just once. So pretty good over 4 weeks, honestly. But it's so... There are pockets of India, like Delhi, when we went to go see the Taj Mahal. It's like the Royal Rumble every hour of the day, just walking in the streets, just
Royal
elbowing
Rumble.
people, and they, for whatever reason, they feel they
Royal
have to
Rumble.
drive their scooters everywhere, and like on the sidewalk, they're weaving in and out of people, and just it's like an action movie. They're going under trucks and over bridges and so on and so forth.
like
and I'm like,
Philippines.
Jesus Christ! So
Are
it
there
was a
lanes in
time.
India on the road?
There,
Like lines?
the lines are there strictly for
To be there.
like,
Merely a suggestion.
it's a suggestion,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
They-
Cairo was
they-
like that.
They,
Where it's just like free for all. Just, yeah.
so it was really, really something. To see.
I don't think I'm ready for India.
No?
It's a lot.
scared.
It's a lot. You definitely have to go with somebody who speaks Hindi. Otherwise, you are just lost.
I'd like to see Africa first.
That's
I'm
right.
just a big
Lex has been
animal
to Africa.
I've been to Africa, yeah. A few
Yeah,
times.
sick, right?
It's beautiful, dude. Yeah. What part do you want to go to?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe when I'm ready, I'll come and check you. You know.
Your next music video will be in,
In
Africa.
Africa,
On location.
No budget.
On location, no
With
budget.
rum.
Boy, oh boy.
As
With
long as you
rum,
bring
of
rum.
course.
It'll be fine.
He'll pack his own.
Yeah.
We'll bang out some Toto covers. We'll go film the video.
I remember I went to Bali, and that was my first time in Asia. And I remember that, similar to what you saw about the traffic thing, is like I remember that was the first time I saw something, and I was standing on a street corner, and I was like, I couldn't understand how the system worked. I was like, I don't know why all of these pedestrians aren't dying, as they're passing.
Can I cross?
Yeah, and even so I was literally just like, I would just, as people are crossing, I would just join them.
Yeah,
But I was like,
follow the hood.
yeah.
Don't be a leader.
Yeah,
Be a
yeah.
follower.
But it was.
It's like that. You really should have. You should have.
I should go to
I
the
can't speak
Philippines.
English. Yeah,
To where,
you need
Philippines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never been.
Never been.
Yeah, Filipino people could sing amazingly. Are you guys born like that?
No, I was born here.
No, are you born to sing
singers.
amazingly?
I didn't
the
get
womb.
that.
Can you sing?
gene.
In the womb, yeah. It's
Yeah.
happening.
I didn't
Why
get
is
that
that?
gene, but
Why do you guys think Filipino people could sing so amazing? Because
Yeah.
it's a thing.
It is a thing.
Replace like Steve
I'm
Perry.
not
Why is
sure.
that?
Like, is it?
Yeah, Journey.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
guy.
the guy
Yeah, you're
from
right.
Germany.
Filipino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like. My guess is what it is that, for whatever reason,
we're
singing
just happy
is.
people, and
Yeah,
so
but-
it goes with our
So singing is
voices.
part of the culture. So I think more people just sing, and the result of that. I mean, maybe there's something I don't know. If
Maybe it's just so natural.
Yeah, it could be, and or I guess you can imagine like, let's say you've got like 10,000 people in a place, right? But none of them know or are encouraged to ever sing. So like there could be some amazing singers in those 10,000, but if none of them ever sing,
How would you know?
how would you know?
Because not only do you guys sing, but you guys sing amazingly. Like,
Oh, thank you.
It's
No, just
good. I know.
You've never heard me sing, but thank you. I'll take it.
You're welcome. I'm talking about you.
Not you, Scott.
Not you, Scott.
You just did a full concert, not you.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just culturally, it's very, it's a thing. That's why.
Like, you talk about
it gets
karaoke.
cultivated a little. Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
When you talk about karaoke, if you go to the Philippines, there'll be like street bars, and there are people singing karaoke
At all
on the
hours of the
street.
day.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. Maybe Trinidad does have that. But
you just haven't seen it.
yeah, maybe.
You just been on so much rum, you didn't know that.
Yeah. But we sing everywhere.
sounds
Though.
about
We
right.
sing in bars. We sing everywhere.
Yeah.
Trinidad's very musically
Musical,
inclined.
Yeah.
Country also.
Because I'm even thinking like Canada, right? Like I'm imagining, like karaoke is increasingly popular.
But then it's like it's a hidden joint.
yeah,
It's not
like you
like
never say that Canadians are like always singing, right?
I don't think they're out there neither. They
Yeah.
don't take
Yeah.
that leap.
Like I remember, like I've been at
not like
bars, like
Nashville.
with a couple of buddies sometimes, and I hear one guy will just like sing to himself, and I'll hear in my head, and I'll be like, "Hey, you got a pretty good voice, right?" And he'll be like,
Do
"Oh."
you invite him to sit down?
Well, no,
with
but he'd
us?
just be like, but no, he's not. He doesn't even think of himself as a singer. It never even occurred to him as a singer, right? But I just heard for a split second, and I'm like, "Oh, you've actually got a nice voice," and he'd be like, "Oh, thanks," and he's kind of
But he'll never
Weirded
be
out.
Weird about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't know. Canadians were many, but I don't think we'd be described as like a musical.
No, not like
people.
super expressive people.
Yeah, not in that
We're
way.
just nice people.
Yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
too, like you get the freedom to just like learn and like be bad, because like I think
Yeah.
in North America, like there's that bit of that. The first steps are always going to be rough.
Yeah.
And like I think over here, there's like if you're not like a great singer like right away, it's just like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
We don't need that, right? And
There's
you
not
kinda
much push. That's
Yeah.
support. That's
no, there's no
isn't there?
support. It's just like, hey,
It's cool.
be quiet.
It's cool here, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only the weather, the people, the vibes. It's pretty cool sometimes.
I was like, you can't really see him.
Yeah. No, I honestly think about that, like, because even also like my parents' generation too. Like, I think it was even less of that now, because obviously, like, in movies, there's always that thing of like, Mom, I want to be a singer, and it's like, you can't be a singer. You know what I mean? Like that was like the normal thing, right? So you've
Your
got to
parents
think.
are the opposite.
Yeah, my parents really were.
I want to be a doctor. No, be a singer.
But so you've got to think there's got to be like even from previous generations, like the idea that you would like even think about pursuing arts as an actual career, like there's not, just wasn't there.
Well, there's more money in it now too, right?
Yeah.
True.
Than before.
To your point about the Philippines, where it's just like it's like culturally embedded, where it's like you don't even do it professionally, you do it because singing is
Just for
fun.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just that doesn't like exist. It's like over here, it feels like the conversation sort of steers towards like, okay, well, like, how do you monetize?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do with it? Like, you
Yeah.
just sing for fun? Like,
Yeah,
why?
that's
Isn't
true.
that a waste
Like
of time?
me
What's
and
the
my
purpose?
friends would
Yeah.
be like, "We want to do dinner? Sure, we're at dinner. Oh, there's a karaoke bar. Let's go." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Well,
normally.
yeah, it's the other thing. Like even karaoke, like the only karaoke I ever was aware of was like it was a thing that you got really drunk and did it at a bar, right? Sometimes in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went to like somebody's birthday for karaoke.
My birthday?
No, it was before your birthday. But I remember the first time it ever happened where I actually went to a karaoke place where it's like you book a room.
Oh, in those rooms.
And you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I've
It's
been
like
to-
private.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like just you and your friends in this room. I remember the first time I went, I'm like, oh,
kinda creepy.
So we're just gonna sing to each other?
It's weird, right?
Yeah. I
You're
was like,
such a performer. I have
No,
to
but
just sing to you guys.
but no, but it's
Yeah.
because it was like, I mean, it was a very Asian thing,
Yeah.
and it's not like it was like I would never. I didn't know such a place existed. When I first time I went, I was like, I was expecting, oh, it's a karaoke. Okay, I was expecting a
everyone's
bar.
in
one
You know, yeah, and I was like, you can get drunk at this, but you don't have to. You just we're hanging out and we're
My friends and I just go just
yeah.
for fun.
It was something that I never even knew existed.
It's funny you say that because I had my birthday one year at a karaoke place, like a Filipino-run karaoke place. You did not get off the stage, and there was like
Yeah, we kinda
another
just
group of people there, and they were like, "Can we sing?"
Yeah, it was me. It was
Can you
me.
stop
You and Melvin. You and Melvin.
Yeah, this guy Melvin, who also has a really good voice, and like the two of us, we would go up, and then we'd be
Super
harmonizing. So we're just like singing.
No
out
one
loud.
else wanted to go
like,
up.
it's my
We're like-
birthday.
yeah, it was his birthday essentially.
Yeah, we ruined everybody's character.
I didn't even go up.
I mean, we gave them a great show.
Right. Which is all that matters. At the end of the day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true singer.
Right?
It's about
It's about me.
You got two of them right
You
here.
guys should be
You
thanking
get it.
me.
You get it. Yeah.
It's like, hey, nobody else is coming up to sing. That's fine. I'm singing.
That's
That's
Honey, I was
literally what
wonderful.
guys
Did you
said.
hear me?
You know, good times.
That was fun.
Wonderful.
We should do karaoke again.
Oh,
It is fun.
good.
It is fun. Although I actually still find, even though like I do sing and perform, karaoke, I kind of still feel self-conscious of I haven't been drinking though.
I haven't done karaoke in probably over 20 years.
Yeah.
I haven't done karaoke in probably like 20 days. So
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't been to a karaoke. I can't even remember the last time, but I know I went to one.
Just
but I couldn't
one?
even remember. Yeah,
You got the king of karaoke bars right here. How are you not going?
I know.
that's the
We'll
bane
find
of his
something else to do.
existence.
Bring him to Jamaica.
In Trinidad, we call that sticking. A sticking.
Dude,
Stick it?
what always
Stick
drove
it.
me nuts with Darren is like, hey, let's go karaoke. Let's go sing karaoke. Let's go, just put on a
It's
show.
like church.
We can just do this. We can just go put on a show. You know, we
It's
can
fun for me. You just go, you just sing, you have a few drinks with your friends. It's like super casual, and I think it's fun. He does not think it's fun at all.
It's not fun.
I grew up in a household where karaoke was a thing every weekend as a kid. So then growing up,
So it's homey for you too.
yeah.
Comfortable.
So growing up, that's just what I did. And then I used to perform, which we talked about on the show. I used to perform. I don't anymore. So I get my fix at a karaoke place with my friends, with no judgment, sober, just for shits and gigs.
Oh, my friends are so judge.
yeah.
I went to a karaoke bar with
I
them.
can't not judge Darren when we go to karaoke.
Yeah, my problem when I go to karaoke is like, so that's why I have to say I have to be drinking, because if I go, my first thought is like, okay, what's a song that I know I'll sing really well,
Yeah.
even though I'm not warmed up.
Overthinking.
I got to go through. Yeah, I'm like, this has to be really, really good, and it's like that's not really what you should be doing. Then.
But you just did a whole concert sober yesterday.
Yeah, but that's because
He was
but
working.
I was
But it's-
prepped.
he's
and
on the job,
Yeah, that's not
right?
karaoke. That's like, yeah, exactly.
And it's fun to sing songs you don't know. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
think that's what karaoke kind of is
You're
about
correct.
too, right?
I just go up and I
To
sing stuff
botch
I
it.
never sing on stage.
But let's be real, half the songs you sang yesterday, like 85% of them were my karaoke list.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just good choice of songs.
But that's like what's fun about going to karaoke if there was a thing to pick.
Yeah.
With a singer, is just like after they get down, it's like vibrato was off. Is that like a little
Your tone.
that key's a little out of your
key.
range, I think.
And karaoke, you can blame the instrumental.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, the tracks.
Yeah.
Tracks
It's actual high
Oh
for
sure,
real.
man, yeah. Yeah, I bet.
How could you get up on that?
Yeah.
I am ashamed.
So karaoke after this, guys?
Yeah, we'll book a little
let's
room.
do it.
Right?
We'll book a
Right?
little room.
We'll just put it on the TV.
Yeah.
With some pancit.
Yeah.
Love Punset.
Yeah, those little rooms. I remember the first time I saw it. It was very.
They're a little grungy.
I don't like the rooms. I like when it's like a bar downtown that happens to have karaoke that night.
Gabby's
Yeah.
downtown has it on King
Yes.
Street West.
Gabby's?
Yes, yes, yes.
Gabby's?
Gabby's.
Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apostrophe S.
Apostrophe S.
We went there one day and there was karaoke and we're like, let's just do it. And then you realize afterwards that the whole street can hear you because the music's playing on
they
the
have
street. I'm like,
speakers
oh,
outside.
awkward.
Or in the summer, they just
Embarrassing.
like leave the door open.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
like,
get down
oh,
on the
this is
street.
awkward.
Yeah.
I did not do that.
I gotta bring Lex back to karaoke. He's excellent. He's shy about it, but he's excellent.
That's
Once
fair.
once he gets rolling.
I'm telling you, the next music video you guys do is going to be a party scene. Enough rum in his system. Bring
In
him to the
Africa.
in Africa. Bring him to a karaoke bar, and he's good.
On top of a
Who needs thousands of dollars? We just spend it anyway.
Yeah,
It's not bad, man.
exactly.
that. You do,
Yeah, if you could find a place with just like half cool looking lighting, you could probably get a lot in there. The only other problem I'm thinking, well, I mean, filmmaking wise.
Oh, he went back to the party
You'll probably need
scene.
a few videographers at the same time.
It's just like getting enough bodies too.
Yes.
Like how much do you want to ask friends to like
Just
volunteer time?
literally just go to one of Logan's parties.
Yeah,
and
just go to
film
one of
it
the
there.
fets.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just record.
Yeah, for sure.
Free.
Yeah.
Put a filter on that
Basically.
bad boy. Yeah.
There'll be lots of rum there for sure.
Oh, yeah. Too much.
Not worried about that.
I'm trying to tone back my partying.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, in my mind.
He says that because it's all we've been talking
Wait
about.
until the summer comes. I'm gonna call Logan. Logan, we're supposed to be at a studio. No,
I'm on a boat.
I've done that already.
I'll call him at 10:30 in the
on
morning.
board right now.
I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I cannot attend.
He's a superstar.
Today? Today is the day?
really, I thought it was next August.
Do you guys know what your next video or music video will be? Do you have an idea of what song it's going to be?
It's after this, I got to debrief with the guys because we got to decide what direction we're going.
Yeah, we haven't had a meeting for the year
We
yet.
need to, because there's a couple of things on the go right now. The reggae stuff that we do, I love. It's a part of our culture specifically. And reggae has been, ever since our inception, a part of our band. And I love it. But me specifically, especially the last half of 2024, I was writing a lot of straight up classic or hard rock songs that you really couldn't reggae-fy. And so I needed to...
But we
more or
find
less-
ways to do it.
We do, but I'm kind of doing my own thing now, like a Black Creek Rain alternative, I'm calling it. And it's just straight up Lex's favorite decade, the 80s. It's 80s classic rock, hard rock, like borderline metal stuff. I've got some demos like I actually took Lex's advice and I just put a bunch of stuff on SoundCloud and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I'm really interested in what I'm going to do with these guys specifically because I'm at the point now, it's a good problem to have. I have all of these songs ready and you've got a ton of stuff you're sitting on in voice notes and all that. I'm sure you're doing something.
As a
Variously busy.
As a band, we do a lot of reggae mixed with rock, mixed with soca music. It's very high energy. So it's a party element performance. We're not standing up in front of a microphone singing. I am drenched.
Yeah.
By the time we come off stage, it's a lot
a
of
workout.
jumping up,
Not in rum.
a lot of direction to the crowd, a lot of participation. So that's the kind of band we are, and I think we're focusing on, completing some EPKs and doing a lot of festivals. As we spoke before, getting in front of people that we don't normally get in front of, because people that are in our circles, they know what we do. We don't need to convince you. We're trying to grow as a band and grow our circuit and people that we don't know. So I think we're going to focus a lot on festivals and new music.
That's the plan. I don't want to do... Because in Toronto specifically, there are a lot of venues that it's not hard to get a gig. You book it, you get a couple of bands, there's you sell a ticket, here we go.
Yeah. Yep.
But to cultivate an audience like that in Toronto has been just... It's like pulling teeth sometimes, especially in the colder months.
But they also like what we do because we're not your typical band.
That is true, and we've had...
It's a very niche.
Depending on how you look at it, we've certainly had more success than others have. The pandemic wiped so many bands just out of existence in general,
True.
right? And here we are still building up.
Thriving.
We've done, the last few gigs we've done have been better than ever after all these years. And so we always knew it was a marathon, not a sprint. And some of our favorite acts took years and years and years to get thousands of songs and hundreds of gigs under their belt before they had even popped their head out of the sand. Really.
And we also want to attract our own tribe.
Yeah.
We're not out here trying to convince you to listen to us. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm a big rocker myself.
Correct.
So I like implementing that raw reggae, grungy sound with, some heavy rock riffs. Like, it's sick to me,
You're in your
So it's
own
like, I
league.
want people
Yeah.
that like that to like me and to come and see what we do.
It's a very niche sound that we've got cultivated, but we're doing our best, because that's one of the hardest things you can do as a band is really carve out your own unique identity. But this is a thing that I actually think does. When you hear reggae, and we spoke about this the last time I was here, about the Bad Sandals tour guide, you think reggae, you think retired cruise ship,
Yeah.
Bob Marley
Yeah. Drives me insane.
sort of thing. And reggae is so much more, and you and I.
That's where the
it's
soca
so
and the
much
reggae comes
more
in.
Like than
Because
that.
soca is such an energetic. I don't know if you guys know soca music, but it's such an energetic, like
whole different beats.
go. Your time now. Dance,
go.
sing,
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
I know, and then dive out. So like bringing that to a reggae aspect and a rock aspect, it's not what most people do. So it's interesting. I think that's why they are entertained.
It's true. We like because with the rock elements, rock is a familiar genre to many people. It's an accessible genre, and then when you hear it mixed in with reggae elements, it's like, okay, this is cool, familiar almost, but still unique and
Sublime, 311.
that beachy rock sort of. So it's been around. We're not inventing anything.
Yeah.
It's been around, but it's niche. It's not super popular. I don't necessarily want to say it's underground, but like I suppose you could, because it's not a popular reggae genre. Reggae rock is really buried under there. Hard rock, like regular rock, you hear that all the time, but this is different.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Yeah.
Check out Black Creek Rain. Find them on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Really great book.
For the
Rhapsody.
one listener in the room.
It's just me.
Who listens to rap? Amazon Music. Deezer.
Deezer,
I tried Tidal once.
Oh yeah.
What are
Was
these
it?
things?
These are things that apparently
those are services people use.
Yeah.
What?
Find them on your platform of choice.
Exactly.
Shall we move to our final segment?
Yes.
All right, we have one final segment. You probably remember what it is.
Is it the Monkeys?
It is the
Oh
Monkeys.
boy.
So I don't know if you want to go again or you want to nominate one. We need to nominate a representative from the band. But ladies and gentlemen, introducing this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship.
You play Barrel Monkeys when you were a kid?
What is
you
this?
just like you throw the monkeys in the barrels?
No.
No, you should maybe handle this then.
What is it?
You gotta hook the monkeys together.
I mean,
That's weird.
You want to give it a whirl?
no, go nuts.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there. The title froze. But anyway, the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship. Okay, so Regine will do the demo.
Who's doing it?
I'll do it.
All right,
Oh,
this
he's
is-
redeeming himself.
I gotta redeem myself. I did a very poor.
And luckily for you, your score can't get worse than what it was.
Yeah, your last score.
Are you
is the
sure you
lowest.
want me to do this?
No, I want to see how this goes.
All right, so Regine, you here do the demo so she can explain it, even though you've seen it but for everybody. So, classic game Barrel of Monkeys from the 1960s. Starts on the table. I'll give a timer, 1 minute. I'll say 3, 2, 1, go. You grab the barrel. You pour out the monkeys. You can discard the barrel. Pick up a monkey. Use that monkey to pick up another monkey. Use that monkey to pick up another monkey. And you might, there you go. Use that monkey to hook another monkey. And you are trying to hook
Oh.
as many monkeys as you can. You're trying to make a chain.
And I can only use one hand, right?
One.
Yeah.
Well, you can only hold one monkey. I mean, if you wanted to hold one monkey with two hands, I guess you could. But, and you're trying to make the chain as long as possible, just like Regine is. There you go. Adding monkeys to
got
the
this.
chain. There you go.
Oh, dude, you're gonna crush this. Yeah.
This is easy.
When 1 minute has elapsed, you can freeze and we'll count.
And
This
if
would
you
be
feel-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 6 monkeys. The one in your hand does not count towards the total. Do you have any questions?
No, let's do it.
If you lose, you're not part of the band anymore.
The stakes are
There's a lot
high.
riding on this.
There's a lot right there.
So
This here
since-
is your play
This is a
area.
3-monkey band.
This is monkey business.
All right, so you put it in the middle. I will get the.
Hands off at first.
Oh, yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
start the
Put it
ti
down.
timer yet.
You weren't listening to the instructions.
All right. Any thoughts before you begin? Any? Are you?
Any
how are
last
you
words?
feeling?
At Black Creek Rain, follow.
do you remember your score from last time?
Like -4.
Negative.
See?
That would be impressive. That was possible. All right, here we go.
3.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me make sure. Do I have the monkeys on the right? Hang on. Actually, let me double check to make sure the monkey camera is the correct monkey camera. It is not. Hang on. Let me just get
Right
this
there.
ready. Yeah, remove this, and then we gotta get rid of this. There we go. Okay. Here
Ready?
We go. All right.
Ready
3,
as you'll ever be.
Ready as I'll ever be.
3, 2, 1.
So
Go.
dramatic.
And how long does he have?
1 minute.
Wow.
The suspense is terrible.
1.
All right.
Oh my god.
He's working.
Damn it.
You got it.
You can
Don't
do
worry.
this. Don't panic. Just smooth.
You can
and
also
easy.
move
Oh, you
your
guys have
microphone.
music and everything, huh?
That's so
Oh,
intense.
yeah. I think it actually does make it harder.
Yeah.
Because it gets you like, yeah.
Is the adrenaline going or whatever?
Yes. Yeah. All right, now I will say this. He's in a challenging position because a lot of the monkeys are quite flat. So he's going to have to find a way in here.
You're good. Just be careful not to drop it.
Failure.
20 seconds remaining. His band is being very supportive.
Yeah.
Extremely.
So supportive.
You suck.
He's going for it.
You got it. You got it. Just be careful not to drop any.
Darren's used
Watch
to,
your top monkey. Watch your top monkey.
Yeah, watch your top monkey.
Yeah.
Darren's used to spanking monkeys, not
Yeah,
picking them up.
Time, everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's pretty good.
That's better than last time. I'll take it.
Yeah, well, let's see how did you do last time? Let's take a look at the monkey
Good job.
standings.
We're proud of you.
Oh, now you're proud of him.
I'm pretty sure I got like 2 last time.
Our emotions go very back and forth.
All right, let me see.
Very
I'll bring it
fast.
up on a screen. We
All
can.
right,
You're not kicked out of the band.
Yeah. For now.
Fine.
Today you are safe.
So monkey
Actually,
standings.
Darren, last time you got 4.
Oh,
Really?
Today you got 5.
So he went up 1 level in the rankings, and you know what? Improvement. That's what it's all about.
Oh, you guys have a scoreboard for
Who are
people that have been here.
high
Yes.
score and low score?
So the highest score ever is Antoinette Targa,
She got
singer,
all of
baritone
them.
singer. She got all the monkeys with
And
3
left.
seconds remaining. Yeah,
With 30 seconds remaining.
with 3 seconds
Oh,
remaining.
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Oh my God,
remaining.
imagine. 30
Yeah,
seconds.
so we had somebody get for the very first time all 12 monkeys. It was Michael Mazurkiewicz, but he got it with like less than a second remaining.
Oh.
And so now when somebody is going to when somebody gets all of them, we have to keep track of how much time is left, and that's how we keep track of that score for that reason. So you have moved up to 5 monkeys.
I mean, that's great. The good ones. Who did the worst?
Yeah, I want to see the last.
We like the
worst.
bacchanal, you know?
We've had people get 0,
It's 0, but they're not even on the score.
but we don't add them to
So
the
our lowest
They
scoreboard
couldn't even
on
pick
the
up
board.
1 monkey is what you're trying to say.
It was
Yeah.
more that they all like the 0 we
So remember how
had.
you're calling Daryl out for the monkey at
Yeah.
the top? Some have actually jumped off.
We had them all fall like with like 3 seconds of time. It was gone. So our lowest on the board is Luke Esmond with 1.
Shout out to Luke.
He's an amazing guitarist and
Yep.
singer.
Not a great monkey.
Not a monkey.
No,
you know,
no.
you can't be great at
It
everything.
isn't his forte.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you are. You moved up 1. Yeah, so his name should be there now, right? Under 5
Yep.
monkeys. Did it do it?
We saw you do it.
Oh yeah, there it is. Black Creek Ranch.
I'm right in the middle.
Well
Victory.
That seems right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems. I'll deal with you when this is done. Don't worry.
And that concludes this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship.
Nice.
So how do you feel about your performance there?
Better than last time. It's a good start.
It
to
was
the year.
better than last time. You're right.
I think that because this went so well, the whole year is going to go so well.
That's right.
Exactly.
You started things off right.
Correct.
It can only go
It can only go up from here.
exactly. That's amazing. Black Creek Rain, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Before we say
Appreciate
bye, let people know if you want, you can plug your
Socials.
individual social medias too, but let them know where they can find the band, all that stuff, all that business.
You can find the band at Black Creek Rain on all platforms. That's Black, B-L-A-C-K, Creek, C-R-E-E-K, Rain, R-E-I-G-N. My personal Instagram is Logan Music. That's L-O-G-U-N. M-U-S-I-C, Logan Music. I do my thing on the side, but definitely with the band also.
With some of the more rock stuff that's coming out, you'll find it at Darren_EST1991. 1991 was a good year. EST 1991.
Definitely was.
Yeah. Oh, just check out the band page. Watch the video on YouTube.
There you go.
There you go.
Fantastic. Regine, where can people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram and TikTok at It's Regine Alaina, which is right here. If you are looking for pageant coaching, which I have today, you can find me on Instagram at pageant coaching.
I may hit you up for that.
pageantcoaching.reginealaina. And on that note, I know we talked a little bit about it during the ad break. But as you all know, we have been both of us and Beautified by Romina were all nominated in our respective categories for the Crowns and Crystals Awards.
Congrats.
And I am in the top 5 for both categories of Best Pageant Coach and Best Cheerleader, which I think goes hand in hand, which is great. So thank you to all of you who voted. Scott is in the top 5 for Best Photographer.
Thank you for voting.
Yes, thank you for voting. So the top 5, well, I guess, are going to the award ceremony, and then the winner will be named there.
It's in March, I think, right?
In March, yes. Tickets are available. If you go to the Crowns and Crystals Instagram or Facebook page, all the information is there. I'm pretty sure it's also on Eventbrite. But again, thank you to our viewers who have been voting for us, because I know that we've pushed it a little bit every week. So thank you to all of our viewers.
Yeah.
Scott,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
You can find me right here where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown. That's the best place. It's where you get the sit down. Mm-hmm. It's where you get music, you get the vlogs, you get the comedy sketches every now and again. It's where you get
terrible.
unboxing videos. But it's there.
Brutally honest.
It's terrible, but it's there.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. They're not terrible.
For the love of content.
They enhance your life.
Bam. That's right. YouTube.com/Scott Dion Brown. You can also find me on Instagram and X at Scott Dion Brown. Instagram probably is better than I don't post that much on X, but it's there.
Does anyone?
Follow the show, The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok, The Sit Down with SDB on Insta, Sit Down Scott on X, The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Facebook. You can also find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yep, we are there.
And many others.
There's dozens of us.
We are there. If you want your own sit-down merch, support the show.
Links down below in the description. You can get
You
yourself
can have
a mug.
hoodie.
Yeah, mug, hoodie, all that good stuff. And
Since we're rebranding, I think my name should go on the hoodie.
it will when we rebrand.
Just saying. My hoodie is the only one with my name
Internal
on it.
affairs.
This aggressive negotiation.
Yes, I feel uncomfortable.
It's been an ongoing conversation.
I want to go home.
I don't feel safe here.
It is an ongoing conversation.
It is. But yes, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow Regine, follow all these guys on social media. And
Remix.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Black Creek Rain, thanks again.
Big up.
Thank you
Big
very
up to
much.
you guys.
Big up
Big up
to
you sit
everyone
down. Good vibes, good energy. Big up 2025. Wish you guys all your luck and success.
The best.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. In fact, we'll throw it to you guys. You guys say bye how you like and close out the show.
You just did.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that would have been better. All right. Do it again. Or like do something. Say goodbye to the people.
Yes, well, you don't know it's the original Logan, and big up Black Creek Rain. You're inside with you sit down. Big up 2025. Boom.
Boom.